Hello, I'm Matilda Butler with our next installment of Writing in 5 videos. Today's quick tip comes from Alyce Miller, who raises the issue of the persona of the writer. It's a topic worthy of consideration by both fiction writers and memoirists. Who is Alyce Miller, and what does she have to teach us? You may not know her name. Certainly Alyce Miller isn't as well known as some of the authors we've covered in our Writing in 5 series, so let me tell you a little about her. Water is Miller's recently published story collection, and it won the Mary McCarthy Prize. Her previous short story collection, called The Nature of Longing, won the Flannery O'Connor Award for short fiction. She's also published a novel, Stopping for Green Lights, in which she elaborated on one of her short stories. In addition to being an award-winning author and teaching at Indiana University, she's expanded her professionalism and commitment in another arena of life. But let me get back to that point after sharing her perspective, which I found while reading in Julie Checkaway's edited book called Creating Fiction. Alyce Miller discusses the concept of persona in a way that should get us all thinking about our use of I when we write. Persona is the Italian word derived from Latin that means mask. Actors used masks that helped the voice resonate. One actor could wear a single mask and take on the personality and behavior of a person or even an animal. The same actor, just by changing the mask, could become someone else. Since my background is in the social sciences, I can point to a similar concept in Irving Goffman's book, The Presentation of Self in Everyday Life, where he lays out our front stage and backstage behaviors that we manifest as if we are actors with scripts, stages, and props. But to bring this discussion back to literature, Ezra Pound in 1909 discussed persona as the voice of the author. Over time, this has come to mean either a specific character as the I in the story, or even the unnamed narrator. Alyce Miller, in her chapter called A Container of Multitudes, or When I Isn't Me, The Art of the First Person, writes, as writers, we take on roles not unlike actors, even if we are writing memoir. The I, as a young child, for example, is quite different from the I as adult. In a fiction, we assume a different mask for each character. If we go back to classical Greek theater, where masks were used by the actors, we find that the chorus also wore masks, showing expressions so that the audience would know what the actor was thinking. This is our reminder that not only do your characters need to be different in their use of language and behaviors, but that their emotions need to be true, not just reflecting your own emotional state. It is the ability to assume the persona of another person, fictional or real, that allows fiction to be written in ways that seem believable to us. Knowing how to put on the mask of another means, for example, that a male author, such as Arthur Golden, can write in the voice of a female, as in his 1997 novel, Memoirs of a Geisha. Flat characterization, and hence flat writing, often occurs when the real I is only moderately modified to become all the different characters in a book. At the conclusion to Miller's chapter, she provides several writing prompts. Here's the essence of one of them. Perhaps you'd like to try this. First, write about an emotional event or situation that has happened in your life. You might want to do this as a free write. Don't edit, just write as quickly as you can. capturing all the emotions you felt. Tell the story as the image of it replays in your mind. Then, after you're through, rewrite the same story, but this time, write it from the perspective of a fictional, objective observer. Perhaps you want to imagine this as the narrator of the story. And then third, once more, rewrite the same story, but let it be told from the point of view of a minor person who was actually involved in the event or situation. How does he or she tell the story? Then look at the 3 brief vignettes you've written. In what ways does the fictional I tell the story differently than the real I? Does the fictional character express his or her emotions about the situation? What about the story as told by a minor character that was present for the event or situation? Then look across them and consider if you have really created 3 different I's or just one in different wrapping paper. If so, what would it take to truly assume 3 different personas, 3 masks? At the beginning of this, I promised I'd tell you a little bit more about Alyce Miller because she wears not only her writer and professor masks, but also a third one. In 2003, she became a lawyer because of her passion for animals. Her specialty is animal rights. And in an interview, she said, "Writers have an obligation to know and pay attention to the world they live in." As you listen to this video with ideas for the craft of writing from Alyce Miller, as well as all of our writing in 5 quick tips, Kendra Bonnet and I hope to inspire you to examine your own writing practices and philosophy. We invite you to visit Writing Alchemy online for more audios and videos. That's www.writingalchemy.com. In our book, Writing Alchemy, Kendra and I present a revolutionary new method that puts the writer in control of the creative process. As we've taught writing, we've found that just using the various elements of good writing is not enough. The writer needs to know how to use them deliberately. Writing Alchemy will help you effectively integrate all the elements into your writing, turning your words into gold, hence Writing Alchemy. Thank you for watching, and now it's time for you to put your reading, dreaming, and wishing aside and get to writing.